Hello Ben's Lists, hello Rose, Diva Dwarf, and everyone else that's watching on the replay. Oh dear, look, it's so much worse than I thought. And you know what, I've been awake for a while, but today, it's Sunday everyone, 11:11 AM local time, all across the islands that are Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the big United Kingdom that is. And I said to myself, I'm going to go live. Why? Because I obviously wanted to, because if I didn't want to, it's like what we do with most things. Despite whether you're going out with a friend to the cinema, the movies, or for dinner, or whatever you're going to do, part of that doing is because you want to do it. Otherwise you wouldn't do it. You'd be not doing it and staying home and watching TV and that sort of thing. Anyway, so I thought to myself, yeah, why not connect, even though we're kind of 12 hours early. And that was a thing as well. As I sat there, it was quite weird. I was thinking to myself, all morning I've been just basically on the digital devices, the mobile portable ones, thinking I must get on the computer soon and sit at the desk and do some work that needs my attention. And then I'm thinking, yeah, but it's nearly 11 o'clock now. By the time I've sat there for like 2-3 hours just typing away on, and you know, the limitations on a tablet and on your cell phone, mobile phone, when it comes to typing and doing things that you need to do that is faster and more efficient on a computer. Anyhow, so there I was, and time was getting more and more towards 11 AM, and I thought, you know what, I think I'll connect with everyone. They'll like to say hello, I'm sure, the odd one or two people along the way. And again, if you're not able to do so on the live, then, well, some people right now are watching the replay. Yeah, you. And so there we are, I went live, and I also said to myself, I've got so much work to do. What was on the back of my mind was what happened on the last broadcast, which is that I was working solid all the way through Saturday through to Saturday evening on some techie stuff, and it was working out so well. I wanted to stay focused on it, but then at the same time I had to prepare for the broadcast at 11 PM Saturday night, our last broadcast, and I thought I'd left enough time to do that, sort of like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but I didn't leave enough time. So we're a little bit delayed starting our last broadcast. And so that's also another thing. I'm thinking to myself, well, once I get into the work today, am I going to be in another position where I don't want to be rushing to do the next broadcast? And right now I'm feeling, no, we probably won't have a broadcast at 11 PM Sunday. So therefore I thought, no, got to go live now, just in case we don't. Trouble is though, plenty of people that would join us in 12 hours time possibly can't join us now. They're probably fast asleep actually in the United States or America, a lot of people that watch. Right, what's going on here? Let's have a look at the comments. I'm not ignoring you, I say intentionally. I mean, I had to obviously just focus on what I was saying. So now over to you, Diva Dwarf, because you've said quite a bit in the chat here, typed a lot. I thought I got to dye my hair soon. It's finally back to its natural dark brown. Funny you should pick up on that subject. Maybe it was because I was just sort of seeing how bad this was today. Oh my goodness, no product in my hair, and could do with a wash, and certainly a cut as well. Due for one of those any moment now. Well, I'm not sure it will happen in the next few days, but who knows. It's not paramount and essential, but at the end of the day I do like to make sure that the locks are maintained well. It was light blonde the last time I saw it. Yes, your hair was Diva Dwarf, right? Okay. Hang on, now I'm confused. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. The last time you saw it, referring to your hair on, can't be mine, because I've never ever gone for highlights, lowlights, and any other type of lights in my hair. Not even LED ones. Brenda will show you it later. Right, okay. How are you, Martin? Yes, how's my day been going so far? We are now 11 hours and 16 minutes into the day at the time of this broadcast going out, and it's been going very well. Very, 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 very well. Most of it, of course, I've been sleeping. What time? I think I woke up at 8:50 AM today, Sunday, the 29th of September. Lest we forget, it's a good day today for anyone that favours the number 11. as I personally do, and you all know about that, you regulars. I started dyeing it when I was 18. Back then it was like blonde. Well, it took you long enough to finish then, didn't it? If you started when you were 18, why did it take so many years to complete and have the results? I'm confused now. Never mind. Maybe I've got that wrong. Maybe you just didn't explain yourself properly, or maybe you almost did and I chose to look at it from a different angle, with the half glass situation being empty as opposed to full. Just saying. Anyway, as you can see, by the way, I'm in the what you would loosely call the studio situation here, with the background behind me that we usually use for our main broadcast. But I'm not using that device. I'm using my mobile digital device, which is why there's no buttons to press. It's a good thing, actually. It's back to old school, and that's why also the picture is the ratio of portrait rather than landscape. Before you all wonder, Jeff will probably be asking about that. Oh, Brenda's there. Your hair looks fluffy. Yeah, that's exactly the thing I don't like. I mean, it's hair at the end of the day. It doesn't really get in the way, certainly even at this length. But yes, I like this hair at least a third of what it is at the moment. It's time for a haircut. And yes, Brenda, the other reason it looks a bit fluffy is when it's this long. It's more like a toilet brush. If I leave it any longer growing, and I continue to keep it stood up like this. But yeah, product is missing. Product needs product in it. But the trouble is, when you get to this length of hair as well, you end up sticking more product in there. It costs you more because you end up wasting more and more and more very quickly. So you're probably better off just getting a haircut. That's what I say. Just realised that I can see comments. Yeah. Don't know what's going on there with your technology, Brenda. Well, you couldn't see comments. I'm confused what that again, you've got to say what you mean. Compared to what? I just realised that I can see comments because I've opened my eyes for once, or because usually you don't see the and where? On Periscope, obviously, because we're live on Periscope at the moment. I hasten to add, if anyone else is watching this, if you're watching this on a different platform, that's because this will be uploaded shortly after to Facebook and to YouTube, and nowhere else at the moment, nowhere. In fact, I was thinking, for those of you that are watching the last broadcast, I was having loads of windows open on the computer that we use to broadcast, and if you remember, I was saying how it was definitely excited, the computer. It was overworking because I had various windows open that shouldn't have been and aren't usually, and I was referring to the fact that the fan was going on there as well to cool it down. And then I just suddenly had a brainwave and realised we shouldn't actually be working it that hard. We shouldn't need to be. But because of a small technical problem with Mixer.com, where we like to broadcast to, we have to have a separate thing. We have to have something going on the laptop that otherwise, if Mixer was behaving itself, we wouldn't need to use, and then it would be fine and much better. Can you hear that banging in the background? I have a window open here. And it's Sunday, but someone's decided that they're going to make a noise and disturb the neighbourhood, which is really great. There's actually a law which is, unless it's essential works, certainly for people carrying out DIY maintenance in their home, that's do it yourself. As a reminder to you guys and girls. Well, DIY maintenance, they have a law. Most areas, towns, cities have a law which says that on a Sunday you shouldn't be drilling, and construction work shouldn't be taking place in the home and disturbing the neighbours. Yeah, particularly if you're having your roof sorted out, external work. But a lot of people don't even know the law these days and don't even bother to know it and just get on with it like no one else exists around them. Actually, just in hindsight to these comments and hearing that noise, I'm realising I think that might have been someone actually just outside in the street dealing with an abandoned vehicle. It looked very, very worse for wear. It had obviously been some difficulties recently. Been sitting outside for a good 72 hours with the tyres a little deflated. And there you go. Rosie Samantha, I can finally see your bubble. Did you have a good sleep? I think I'm actually gonna. Let me see. Interesting. It's going to carry on a little bit longer, the banging, but we're not going to be here for long anyway. But hey, you'd like me to take you with you, or is it the other way? Like, yes, me to take you with me when I go and deal with the situation, if I have to. No, that's not going to happen. Do you know something, Brenda? I actually had a really good sleep last night. Funny you should mention that. It was just one of those where you can't even remember. Well, I didn't wake up. Not that I usually, and frequently do. But I just had a good sleep, and when I woke up, I was just so refreshed. And I think it was also waking up today was the excitement of knowing that all the techie stuff is all coming to fruition and on our side working and stuff. So that's good. That's good. Did I see? I thought I saw Gandhi Japandi broadcast the person making. Yeah, I know exactly. Who's banging again? Not sure. Probably the neighbours. Horizontal. No. Sorry, it's Sunday morning. I can't be... Anyway, well, I suppose it's Sunday morning. Plenty of people been out Saturday night fishing. Know what I'm saying? I like it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Gandhi Japandi. Oh dear. Yeah. I didn't realise. Rosie Samantha, thank you for joining us, by the way. You're there. Brenda's there. Gandhi Japandi's there. I know Rosie's there. Everybody's there. There's loads of other people there. And thank you for the hearts. Come on, let's while we're on here, just press the screen gently. While we're solely on Periscope, I can afford to spend a little time asking that. How's your Sunday mapped out then, Rosie Samantha? What about you, Rose? What's going on there? And Brenda's up exception. Remember, everyone, Brenda is like 5 hours behind us. So as I speak, it's 11:23 local time here in England. So for Brenda, she's obviously some sort of insomnia, if I could say the word, insomnia, almost. Yeah, if you'd have woken up a little bit earlier there, Brenda. What is it? It must be 6:23 a.m. Goodness, but you're used to the early days and mornings, particularly with your weekday job. You've got to go to work soon, says Rosie Samantha. Do remind me what sort of work it is that you're involved with there. It just slips my mind, which is totally understandable if only you knew what my mind was dealing with at the moment, as I've mentioned over the last few days. Look, blue hearts like your shirt. Funny you should mention that, Brenda. I was so conscious, this morning I just whipped on this again. It was just to the side of me. I thought, I'm going to shove this back on, and then I was very conscious of that, actually, sort of 5 minutes before going live, and then I went live. I didn't even think about it twice, but yeah, this is always handy. It's always around to throw on. It was a bit chilly, so I threw that on, but prior to that, I'd thrown on this shirt, sweater that I had on the previous broadcast and last night, yesterday. Yep, up early, she says. Yes, indeed. And yuck, according to Brenda, there's a yuck going on. What, the fact that she's got to work there in Essex? Just messing with you. It's grey, right? No, it's blue. Anyway, so, and orange. We're talking about the background, aren't we? Or back to the shirt. So I think, can you see in this light now? The light's a bit different. You might be able to see that it is now more grey than you otherwise thought. Yeah? Do you know what? And I don't need to convince you, because I know myself it's grey, but there you go. Is that as grey as it needs? I don't know what it looks like, because it can be deceiving depending on what light you're using for the broadcast and what device you're using for the broadcast. And so I just think that it was a combination of all that, plus the fact that there is a blue. I've just realised as well. There's a blue light over there, just illuminating the clock. Is what all those blue LEDs are doing. So that might have also, again, just slightly. You don't realise some of these lights do carry quite far, even the small ones. Looks green. It wouldn't surprise me. Brenda, you need a new frigging cell phone. Is that what you're watching on right now? That Android crappy cell phone that you were using when you visited London? I do hope not. It doesn't matter anyway, because this is radio with the pictures, really. Funny enough, I should mention that I was listening to a radio station that I'd actually, the way things are going at the moment, I'd probably want to forget about. I'll leave it to your imagination which one I'm referring to. And it could be one that you're familiar with the name of. Anyway, so I was listening to it, and the presenter was like playing a George Michael track, and at the end of it, he's doing well, this particular presenter, but at the end of it, he said, "Oh, that was George Michael, blah 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 blah." At the music world. What was it he said? George Michael is a very big loss to the music industry. And that sort of thing he said, and then he went into some commercials, and I'm thinking, well, yes, but then you tell me an artist that's passed away, where you're going to say on the radio after you've played their track, oh yes, XYZ. Sadly, the music industry isn't worried too much about their passing. Right. I think we've got a day of banging going on. Hello, Scotty B516. Hello to you. Thanks for joining us. BBC Radio were looking for new broadcasters the other day. Yeah, we're too good here, though. We can't. I mean, do you think we should sort of spare them our time and our energy? What do you think? I wonder if we're their style. If we were to head over there. Oh, I adore George Michael. Yeah, George Michael, he was great. And so was Andrew Ridgeley as well, particularly when they were together and it was Wham. Yeah, remember them. Yeah. I'm just going to have a little... No, can I have a sneaky... I think I can. Let's have a sneaky peeky here. Look, just behind the scenes. You can't join me, okay? You can't join me, but... yeah, I thought as much. It's a neighbouring business that's causing the disturbance at the moment, and the thing that really pisses me off about it is that it's not like an industrial estate where we are, but you know, we're situated somewhere where in and around us, either side of where we are, a few businesses in the street, and across the street, there are homes, there are families, and it's a Sunday, so why don't they shut the cup? You know, no consideration for other people, and that's the problem with the world at the moment. And it's funny I should go on to that, and here we are back on the pedestal now because of people disturbing us, a breach of the peace, effectively. But I saw a video, and I am going to bring it to your attention when we're broadcasting in the not too distant future, and it was shocking, a theft that took place outside someone's home. And there was no sort of sense of, should I be doing this, by the thief. They just saw something, liked it and took it. And now they're internet famous all across Twitter. What we're saying here with regards to the chat, getting back, take us to sea. Can't do that at the moment, Brinda. I adore George. Yes, I'm glad I read that twice because that's how much I'm sure you adore George Michael. Show your fans what is happening. Can't really do that, Gandhi Japandi. Are your walls thin? No, the windows are. Well, yes, the walls aren't that thin, but we're very close, as I say, to where the action's happening right now. Someone is... I think what they might be doing... you know, I said to you, I mentioned that a car, about 36 hours, it's been outside, not in a great way. They might well be changing the tyre, possibly, on it. But then again... do you have to bang that much? Possibly. On the average wheel, there's 4 nuts that need changing. So I think there's 2 of them need attention. So that should be 8 lots of sort of banging going on. But it's not that bad, really. The problem is, I'll tell you what the problem is when you hear something like you've just been hearing there, is when you're not in control of the situation or you don't know what the intent is, and more to the point, you don't know how long it's going to go on for, then it's a problem. Now, obviously, they're not going to go knock on everyone's door in the immediate area and say, oh, I'm going to be banging for 10 minutes, so please forgive me, or for an hour or whatever. But, therefore, you have to assume it's going to carry on indefinitely if you don't know what's happening. And that is, as I say, not good often. All that banging would give me a headache. Well, it's giving me a headache right now, absolutely, Rosie Samantha. Do dirty. Hello to you. You should clean up your act and certainly your name as well, I think. But welcome and thanks for joining us. Don't forget to follow whoever you are, wherever you are. Yeah, exactly. Well, as I said, Brenda, banging on a Sunday. But then if it's Saturday night and people have had a lucky moment, I suppose there'll be plenty of banging going on technically this hour on a Sunday. And not necessarily in vertical position, as I did allude to earlier on. And I will swiftly move on. And all that, certainly says yes. This is the point. And you know what as well? You're gonna Now I'm not going to go onto the topic now, but I was going to start talking about people who didn't necessarily say grow up in the area or even in the country for that matter, and they kind of take it. They don't go to school because, come on, let's face it. You know, say for example, you're 22 years old, all right, and you're French, and you decide that for the rest of your life you want to live in London, and you visit London, and then you visit London again and again, and at that age you just pick up, you know, everything around you, and you learn by looking and listening. And of course, if the locals are acting inappropriately, you might not necessarily know that. It might not be offensive, but a great example is when I'm on the trains and the public transportation, and someone, you know, they literally look at you, you know, when it's really busy in the rush hour. You've been there before with me in the past, people, and they look at you and they're like, sorry, and then they're like, whoa, 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 bash. Brenda, you know what I'm talking about, on the subway, underground trains, certainly when you visited London. It's not always like that, but certainly in the rush hour. But that's the point. They know they're going to do it, so they look at you, sorry, and then they try and squeeze past and end up, you know, nudging you really hard and possibly hurting you, but certainly inconveniencing you. Well, they say sorry, but what they actually mean is excuse me. But because everyone else has been saying sorry gradually over the years, and when they visited London and they've stayed here more and more and more, they think that's the norm. They think that's the correct thing to do. And I have to very quickly remind them, particularly on that point, that I do say, it's not sorry, I think you mean excuse me. And then they look at you like you're weird and strange, and so do all the other people that you know are indigenous. They've been in England all their life, you know, they're 35. I think I'm right, you know, I think it's the vehicle. I'll certainly update you later on, everyone, because we do have technology on the situation, and I might even, if I remember, I might even bring you a quick recording from our security camera that is actually on the subject matter right now. There won't be any sound with it, thinking about that. But hey, you know, those people that haven't seen this broadcast and then they'll be watching the next one, I'll be like, this is the moment you can hear the banging in everyone, but there's no sound. But it is on the last broadcast, or one of the previous ones, so they'll have to watch it on that broadcast and then come back to this one to actually hear what we're talking about. Right, back to the chat. I'm glad I live in the countryside. We don't hear any banging out here. Really? Ah, now there's a point. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound and all that? Was that right? It's something along those lines. Yeah? You know, if you drop a penny in the countryside, does anyone actually, does it make a sound? That's it. Something along those lines. Yeah. Patty in Wisconsin's joined us right at the wrong end of this broadcast, hasn't she? Unless, of course, it's going to continue for another, 10 hours, this broadcast, in which case this is still the beginning. I'm just noticing, actually, how symmetrical the background is. I almost feel like I've got to cut the bananas on my ears. Can you see what I mean there? The moon, and, yeah, I could almost visualise those as earrings. Anyhow, maybe not. That's the last thing I'll be doing anytime soon, is having on in piercings on the ear rolls. Chat marathon. Remind me, Brenda, what you want about there, hey? What? Oh, it's a chat. Yes, sorry. So you don't want me to chat about a particular marathon, such as the New York Marathon or the London Marathon, but you think this is a marathon broadcast and chat session. Yes, absolutely. I think that's called life in general, though. Good morning to you, Patty in Wisconsin. As I broadcast here now, live, we're 25 minutes off of it being afternoon. And for a lot of people, ensuring that their Sunday roast is underway if they haven't already started. But yes, Patty, Patty's 6 hours behind us, an hour behind Brenda, meaning that it must be 25 minutes to 7 a.m. for Brenda. So is it 20? No, it is. It's 25 minutes to 6 a.m. It's 5:35 a.m. for Patty. Is that right, Patty? What's for lunch today, says Brenda. Good question. Do you know, what with what I just mentioned, the word roast, and now you asking me, I feel like actually heading down to one of the local pubs for a Sunday roast. But I'm going to save that for a little while in the future, maybe next week or the week after. And today, and that's also because I do have some food here in the refrigerator at the moment, and I think it's going to be probably turkey. Yeah, just it's turkey, breaded turkey, a bit like they call it escalope. Yeah, but this isn't actually. yeah, I'll have to let you know if I remember how it tastes. That along with some potato, probably. Yeah, I think, or I can't remember what the option is at the moment right now, but that's one of the things. And I did have my cup of tea. Did I mention my cup of tea? I think I did at the beginning of the broadcast. That's definitely here. Forgotten how good that particular cup of tea was and is. Vegetarian chicken wings. Yeah, I haven't. That's a good reminder, Brenda. I haven't had the opportunity to bring that to the attention of any staff in a fast food restaurant, or any restaurant for that matter, recently. But yeah, the vegetarian chicken wings always go down a treat, don't they? Scotty, you're up early. Yes, that's Scotty B518. What about like eggs and beans, Patty? I do like eggs and I do like beans, and certainly what we call a nice good old English fry up. I haven't had one of those for ages, which is good. Some people have that every morning or every other morning and very regularly, and it's very fatty and it's very unhealthy, certainly if you have plenty of that. But I haven't actually had a full cooked breakfast with beans, egg, mushrooms, a good one as well in there, and all that stuff. Probably for easily for a month, maybe longer. Yeah. Charm_city_guy. Hello to you. Glad you got the underscores in there. So many people thinking, what on earth are you talking about? And that's the person themselves. They're thinking, what are you talking about? Because you've forgotten what your sign-up name is. Because you generally go by your name, regular name. But I only see your sign-up name here, certainly from you. Yes, bang, 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 bang. Lovely. It's really, really, very, very thoughtful. Yes, something tells me now that there's more than just. See, really, if there's extensive work going on this vehicle that I'm thinking that's all relating to, then really it should have been picked up and taken elsewhere, and it's going to have to be picked up and taken elsewhere very soon before we start having to intervene. I think, yeah, certainly on this Sunday morning, as it now is almost. Look at it, heading almost towards afternoon in just slightly over, a few seconds over 20 minutes time. Risky Shell. I would be outside. Yeah, exactly. But you know what it is, to be honest, everyone, as always, is this is keeping me from doing anything else. I'll just have another double check, just a second. No, it definitely is. It definitely is work that's being carried out on this vehicle. I am correct. But yeah. Anyway, that's what it's all about. So now we know. Thank you for the continued hearts, people. And if you're not pressing your screen on your mobile digital device, just gently do it, just there, just a few times, and the hearts will appear. Oh, Little Miss D1810. Where it is a good morning, yes. And where have you been, Little Miss D? Wow, did I say that correctly? I think I got a bit tongue-tied there, saying underscore little Miss D1810. Yes, are you still in the Scottish area of the United Kingdom? I think you probably are there. I've been cooking a child in my tummy. That's an interesting point, you see. Interesting in the sense that you use the word cooking, and I'm very aware that there's a difference between cooking and baking, as I think certainly Brenda would be aware of that, because I know you love baking, Brenda. I seem to recall you telling us that. But yeah, and I like baking as well, and I'll certainly be getting into cooking more in the future at some point. But it's unusual for someone to use that terminology, cooking, when it comes to giving birth and all, and conception. I would suggest most people would tell you that they're baking a child, you know, with buns and ovens and all that sort of thing. What do you think? What do you think, people? Is it just me? But anyway, what's going on there then, Little Miss D? Eh? What did the stork will be passing, if not soon, in a little time, and eating a ton of food is a hunger. Yeah, I'm well aware that when you're pregnant, definitely you women out there will end up eating loads of food, and your taste changes as well often, doesn't it? And yes, it's certainly a good excuse to stuff yourself more than you might use. Have you any Jaffa cakes? Have you been stuffing any chocolate? Yeah, and obviously savoury is always good, but when it comes to sweet products, I wonder what you've been desiring and how your taste buds have changed. Shock, but Abby now, been 7 years since, really? A shock. Hang on a second, wait a minute. Let's get this. So this wasn't a planned situation, and how many more months before this little mortal joins us in this existence here on planet Earth? No, says little Miss D1817. How's your adapter going, by the way? Now that's the last time we spoke, wasn't it? When did you acquired an adapter, an HDMI adapter, I believe, for your iPad? Do you know something scary? It's like 18 months ago and longer. I think it's actually more 20 months ago, getting on for 2 years ago, that you were interested in an adapter that allows you to watch your iPad, I remember rightly, not an iPhone, on your TV. She's actually listening to music through it on her TV. Awesome! Yeah, it's still going, rocking and rolling. Excellent stuff. Hello there, sexy cherry pie. Don't tell me that's another one that's going to tell us there's a bun in the oven. Oh, so many newborns in 2019 to 2020. So did I miss a comment there? No, I didn't. Meant to be. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, meant to be, exactly, Brenda. Interesting backdrop. Of course it is. Of course it is. Not to mention the hair, which really was. So why haven't you been joining us recently? There, you've been. I mean, it doesn't. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how long, but you know, you've been sitting there after the moment for quite a while, it sounds. So you had no spare hours in the day to watch the replays or join the live broadcasts. Oh well, you know where we are anyway. As always, sickness has been taken. Oh really? I see. Yes. So yeah, that happens as well at this sort of time. I'm aware. Look at me. I'm trying to get away from that light. Oh, that's. Do you know what? Ironically, the closer I'm. Very strange. Obviously, she's been very. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, twins, triplets, quads and all, yeah. Who knows? Anyway, little Miss D, as I say, you haven't told us yet when the expected date of the arrival. Is it going to be Amazon Prime, by the way, this arrival? I wonder. Delivered by drone. Hey, no, just one. Mate, no, just what. Oh, see. So we know that. So she's definitely got the app on her cell phone, mobile phone, and taken a picture and scanned herself. Bit like a barcode, is that it? Right. Maybe it's due to, really. So we're going to have, is it Pisces? Pisces possibly, or what, around that sort of time. Aquarius, Pisces. Got to go see. Oh yeah, have a good time at work. Rosie Samantha, we're definitely going to have a God day. See, Rosie Samantha, no, don't try and correct something. You see what happened there. That was meant to be there, Rosie Samantha, because the powers that be are reminding you that it's Sunday and it's a day of worship for many people. So you got it right, even though you think you got it wrong, and even though you didn't intend to get it as right as you got it. You see? So yes, we'll have a good God day. Sunday, 29th of September 2019. Thanks for joining us, Rosie Samantha 14. I wonder if I don't know how you're travelling to work, Rosie Samantha, or maybe you've been travelling while you're listening, and that's the reminder. You can still travel and listen at the same time, you know. I love how I've told the internet, but not my city. Yeah, absolutely. I know I've had similar, not quite to do with pregnancy, but certainly to do with other things where I've told friends before family, and it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world, so to speak. But it just so happened that circumstances, you know, if you meet a friend that you haven't seen for ages and you've still got to tell something, you know, significant, personal, whatever, to a family member, well, if you've just met that person in the street, you haven't seen them for ages, and you're probably not going to see them again in the next few weeks, you'd tell them that information before you tell, say, your significant other or your family. So I get that. Chloe wants a revival party. Really? What's that all about? Patty's joined us again. Taurus! Thank you very much, Scotty B. 518. Oh, goodness, so we're talking bulls here. Oh, goodness me. Once again, on the martinshine.live broadcasts, typical. Trust it to be. It's going to be in May, so we're talking bulls. Yes. Luckily, we're spelling that slightly differently. Revival, so exactly, Brenda. Yes. Hang on, oh, right. Okay. I probably meant a reveal party. Yes, not revival. Got it now. Oh, Martin. Yes, I had a text come in. I just realised when I touched this device, no one's told me yet, but it makes a. I'm doing it really gently, but you can actually hear because the microphone is a bit iffy on that. I found out some time ago. It doesn't sound ideal. In fact, I knew there was a reason why I should have plugged in the external microphone. But hey, I haven't been looking at the chat on there anyway. I've been looking at it over here on the secondary. Right, let's get back to I probably have temper of a born. Yeah, right on there, little Miss D. Yeah. Hope your Sunday is great. By the way, little Miss D, you're not following at the moment. You're not following moi on Twitter or on Periscope, I do believe. And how am I so sure? Well, beginning of this year, regular followers stop receiving notifications because the system automatically unfollowed everyone from following me. So if you weren't aware and you don't refollow manually on Twitter or Periscope, you'll receive no notifications and only come across these broadcasts by chance when they're live or as and when you're flicking through social media. So yeah, again, it's amazing how many people I know are probably thinking I've stopped broadcasting and they're and over time they've probably even forgotten about these broadcasts now and they haven't received notifications, but oh how wrong they can be now because why did they do because I'd intentionally suspended my account, put it on pause, and very quickly they chose to say, right, he's obviously not going to be needing the account anymore, and they deleted all the followers effectively. So I sorted out the account, got it up and running again, but it was back at zero if you look at Twitter, whereas before there were hundreds of people following on Twitter. Now there's only a few handfuls, but hey, there you go. Gay in Canada. Hello to Gay in Canada. The question is though, Canada, which coast are you on? I'm assuming you're on the east coast there, the French provincy areas, because otherwise if you're on the other side of Canada you're up really early. So something tells me Montreal. Oh, I can hear another. Can you hear a noise in the background? Can you hear that? I think that's an inflator. I think that's a tyre pump, because I think that the noise that we heard was the changing of the tyres on the car wheels, and I think someone is now inflating new tyres, possibly, I don't know, but why did they do that, the idiots? Oh, right, yes, I got that, sorry, little Miss D. Canada, we'll try to broadcast, right? Having a chat amongst yourselves. Indeed, how have you been, Brenda? Brenda's got a new job now. Well, an additional job, not an instead of. Yeah, very cool. I always forget to. In the UK. Doing well, too busy work though. Right, question marks. I'm reading these all in, as ever, in not in chronological order, but it's still making as much sense as if I was reading it in chronological order. That's good. Hello, Chris. Hello, Heather. Oh, no, they're not here. Hello, Elliot. He's not here either. JJ Cruel. Hello to you. Just names that are popping into my mind. And Thomas Connors. And oh, do you know who hasn't been here? And I think it is because they've stopped receiving notifications. Is the lady in the state of Fleur? Yes, do you remember Brittany? She flew past probably about a month ago actually, but I didn't. And I was assuming that she wasn't here because of the notifications not being received, etc., etc. But a bit like Little Miss D actually, and others. Gosh, I mean, honestly, Little Miss D. The fact that you've popped up today, hopefully that does mean you're going to be back in the community, I mean our community here online, and benefiting from all good things that are happening as we speak. But yeah, it's people like yourself up there in Scotland that I'm thinking, you now got me thinking, who else? I mean, yeah, there's quite a few people. I can think of some names that I'm not going to mention here. Yeah, out in Chicago, in California particularly, Australia as well, and well, for that matter, the UK. Wow, need some back for. Right, I see. Yeah. And what time have you been sort of waking up these days? I guess early-ish at the moment with your icky tummy that you've been telling us about, that's been happening over from time to time. Rose. But Rose is here at the moment, isn't she? Rosie's still here, just behaving yourself, I think, and taking your turn to have a listen for a change. I'm sure Rosie's here. Elliot has been MIA. Yes, yeah, Elliot. I spoke with him. My friend Elliot in Wisconsin. He is. What was he doing the last time? Oh, he was driving late at night the last time I spoke with him. Not his job. His day job is driving a big school bus. Oh no, a motor coach, as he reminded me. There you are, Elliot, watching this. A motor coach, yeah? But yeah, Elliot is missing in action. I did mention to him that people were missing him and he was being missed, etc., etc. Yeah, anyhow. So at 7:30 p.m. in the evening, you have a bit of trouble with the old stomach and the sickness, and then it doesn't stop until you head to sleep. You know, you actually fall asleep. Is that right? It's not good. So the worst thing is falling asleep, feeling bad. Rose had to leave. Thank you very much, Brenda. I don't recall her mentioning that. I know Rosie Samantha definitely left, didn't she? Of course, if she didn't, she'd be telling us now. No, I didn't. But yeah, I didn't. I don't recall Rose having to leave. But anyway, there we go. Right, I'm going to call it a day now, everyone. Again, it is Sunday, 29th of September, 2019. I've got to say it again because, as you know, certainly on the last broadcast, I did remind everyone that 29, fantabulous number, because 2 and 9 is 11, and we love the number 11. I can't believe we've been here for getting on, well, close to the top of the hour now, but close before, will that be? Nearly an, well, not far short of an hour. Goodness me. It's still killing you. Well, I wish you well there, and yeah, it'll all turn out good, as you know. And everyone's here. Brenda's here. She'll keep you company here on the chats. You'll be typing away there, taking your mind off of things. Don't forget, to all of you, do follow, particularly if you've just come across us now, watching a replay, and you don't know what this is all about. Well, trust me, it's better than some of the other SH1T that you see on Periscope. I can say that because we're broadcasting only on Periscope at the moment, although it's going to be posted, this video, as a replay on Facebook and on YouTube. We're doing well. Don't forget to follow on YouTube and subscribe on YouTube as well, people. Again, particularly if you're not doing so and you're watching the replay right now, Little Miss D, please subscribe on YouTube as well. If you want to find us on any of the obvious platforms where you might think we are, it's martinshine.com/Facebook, martinshine.com/YouTube, martinshine.com/Periscope, martinshine.com/Twitter on a regular browser. Yeah, that's how you can get to us if you totally forget what the actual account is. Because, for example, on Facebook, it is facebook.com/MartinShineLive, whereas, you know, one of the other platforms, it's like Twitter, is martinshine.com/MartinShine. But the easy way to remember is just martinshine.com/ and then yeah, I still got to get that on the screen, and I don't have to keep repeating what I've just said over and over again. Well, where's going? We'll say goodbye to one another because we're about to end this broadcast. Do you know what? I'm really missing the opportunity to press the button and the titles will come in. Can't do that. I suppose I could add them to the version that's going to be posted, but I'm not going to do that. That'll cause all sorts of problems as well, because the main video will be portrait and the titles will be landscape, and not that it's a major thing, but just saying, particularly now that Jeff's going to be watching the replay here, he'll be thinking, why didn't he do that? That would have been good to see. But hold on a minute, how does he knit together the video that was portrait with the titles that were landscape? How's he going to do that? Well, we won't be finding out on this occasion. You have a great day, says Patty. You too, Patty. Have a fantabulous drive, because you're going to be driving later on this morning, aren't you? Just confirm that, yes or no. I'm pretty sure you are. I should be here for your right, just a replay, everyone. Just a recap. One of the reasons I went live here, if you listen at the beginning, I'm not sure about the broadcast later on, only because if I'm really fixed on the work, I'm going to try and, you know, just continue working on my work until I'm sort of tired and can't do any more. So if I am focused, I may not take a break and time out to stop what I'm doing and set up for going live on the regular broadcast. I may be here at 11 p.m. local time, which is now in what, 11 hours, just slightly over 11 hours time. As we broadcast, everyone, I can tell you that we're almost at the top of the hour, which means it'll be the afternoon any moment now here in England. Thank you very much, Rose. Rose, did you leave us and come back? I'm very confused here because Brenda said that Rose had left us. Now, Rose, you didn't say you hadn't when she said you had, like 5 minutes ago when we had this conversation. I don't recall. So, I'm very confused. I know Brenda's just said, WB, what? Banging what? Oh dear, yeah, absolutely. Oh good, still so annoying though. Sergo_10753 joined us, but decided not to say anything, so that's why we wouldn't have said hello any time sooner. I did notice earlier on, but anyway. Jeff, what time do you call this? Early, I know, for a Sunday as well, for a weekend. Can I just say, everyone, you see, in hindsight, got 2 minutes to go, and in hindsight, you know, it's a bit similar to credit where it's due, you know, and people are all too quick to, you know, make and highlight the bad points and the negative things, but they're very, very slow at bringing to our attention the positivity, and often when good things happen, you know, and they'll be like, well, that should happen anyway, so I didn't need to highlight that it was a good thing. That's usually the attitude and mentality, you know. If someone picks up some rubbish, some litter off of the floor, most people wouldn't highlight that. They'd only make a point of if they see someone throwing the rubbish, trash, litter on the floor and say to you, look at that, did you see that? But they won't say to you, oh look, did you see that? They've actually made an effort and picked that up again when they dropped it. In the same way, credit loosely, credit where it's due. The banging stopped. Now, I hope I haven't spoken too soon. It doesn't matter if it starts a little bit after this broadcast. I don't think it will now. I think it was a case of someone needed to just do a little bit of maintenance. How long was it for? Realistically, what was it? 15 minutes, maybe 20, maximum 25. But the problem we had, I certainly had, is exactly what I said to you. The not knowing, the unknowing, the indefiniteness of it. You hear this noise, you've got no idea if it's going to be all day. I was pretty sure it wasn't going to be all day because other neighbours and people around here would have said something. But, you know, you didn't know. Because, for example, if I'd have just been about to go live randomly, and if I knew the banging was going to start in 2 minutes after I'd hit go live, I may have delayed the broadcast, knowing that the person had just told me, sorry, but I'm going to be banging for the next 20 minutes. I had the option. But of course I didn't have the option because it started sort of, you know, halfway through the broadcast, quarter of the way through the broadcast. So I think you get where I'm coming from. I'm just reminding everyone, including myself, as I do so with you guys and girls, just what the problem was. But it's so peaceful now. Hopefully I haven't spoken too soon. I don't think so. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I cooked tea for me and bro last night. Duck legs, broccoli, and hash brown fries. Crispy duck legs, was that, Brenda? Rose? Duck legs are always great. I just love duck. Sounds yummy. Think I made an apple pie. You really? Good. You do that, Brenda. Do some baking, not cooking. Excellent. Chili con carne? Okay, right. Right. She's cooking away there. Being rude. Just goodness me. K-Ray68, you're too late now if you want to say anything because, well, you're flittering and farting and floating by. But this broadcast is just about ended. It is now 12 midday here in London, in the rest of England and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It is 7 a.m. on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, or is it the Eastern Daylight Time Zone in the United States of America? In the Buckeye State, that's what it is for sure. But in Wisconsin, wowzers, it's 7 a.m. for Patty, for Elliot, and everybody else up there and across there. And don't forget, nearly forgot Glasgow in Scotland, same time zone as what I mentioned for London. And elsewhere, well, it doesn't matter now, the broadcast's over, so whenever you listen to this, that time check, if you like, is going to be wrong. Mum needs help, she cannot stand for too long anymore. Sorry to hear that, Diva Dwarf, but yes. Yes, I'm sure you're giving her good care. Bye all, take care. So yeah, thank you very much, Scotty. Do pass more frequently, Scotty. And you, Miss Diva, I nearly said Diva Dwarf. I do mean you and Brenda and all the regulars as well, but I did of course mean little Miss D. Good luck with the tummy for the rest of the day and ongoing, little Miss D. And I'm out of here now. I'm going back to sleep for a bit. Nothing planned today. And then when she wakes up, Patty's going to go, what was that nightmare I had earlier on? It could have been a dream, but I think it was a nightmare, thinking that I had watched another broadcast from that crazy Martin Shine .live or .com, whichever you prefer. Thanks to everyone for being there. As I say, I'll try and honour my time that I've got to be here of 11 p.m, which is in 11 hours time. But if I'm not, I know you'll forgive me, and you can always replay this, you know, to fill that empty spot. I'll speak with you soon, yeah? Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and certainly make a fantabulous Sunday of it. And have a good time at work. Rosie, Samantha, and someone else was rushing to work, weren't they? Who was it? You know who you are. I'm rushing to work now myself. Bye-bye for now, everyone.